Hi, welcome back everybody to another video. Today is June 28th. It is 12:07 p.m. And I just got back from my solo trip into Tampa to see a Kanye concert. This video I'm just gonna kind of like talk about what it was like to travel as a solo traveler, and what it was like in the airports, what I was thinking about, kind of what problems I had to go through and what things I was doing. And yeah, it's just gonna kind of be a walkthrough. I'm gonna show like um, where I was traveling in Tampa, where I was going on my flights, and what kind of pictures I was taking, where I was walking to, what activities I was doing while I was there. It was about maybe a 2.5 day trip. Like I was only like there for like I was there for like 48 hours, but yeah, it was a fairly short trip. I was just kind of there for the concert. So I'll kind of switch the screens here so you can kind of see what was happening. So, I left on what was it? I left on the 25th. So I was going from Saskatoon, where I live. I went from Saskatoon to Vancouver. That was my first layover. I had about a 2 hour layover in Vancouver. Everything was smooth and fine. I left. I had to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, and my flight was at 7. So I got through like TSA pretty smoothly. So I was like waiting for 2 hours still in Saskatoon. But once I got to Vancouver, I went through the U.S. customs just to make sure I was approved to go into the U.S. As a Canadian. And then once I hopped on my Vancouver flight took me to Minneapolis. And then once I got um off my Vancouver flight to Minneapolis, I had a 40-minute layover to get to the Tampa gate. I was sitting. We ended up showing up a bit early, like 15 minutes early, and so we were stuck on the runway waiting for our gate to open up from a plane that was in there. And so when we were still on the plane, it took about like 15 or 20 minutes. So then I only had 20 minutes until like my Tampa flight was already boarding, and I had 20 minutes to get to where my gate was. And once we eventually pulled in, and we I got off the plane, I think I was in gate like F. No, I was in gate A or something, because I was originally, when I was in Canada flying from Saskatoon to Vancouver, I was with WestJet, and now I'm with Delta. So I took Delta to Vancouver to Minneapolis, and Delta mainly works out of Gate A, like Terminal A or whatnot. And since I needed to go to Tampa, I needed to go to the G gate, G or F gate or something. And I had like 20 minutes till like the final call for boarding. So I like ran I full that was probably the most stressful part about about the trip, was the full sprint from gate A all the way to, I think it was like F or G. But I full sprinted. I had all my stuff. I ran to my gate to Tampa. I made it. I had like 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left. I wasn't running it close or anything. I just wanted to get there, just whatever I needed to do. And so I got to my gate. It was about like, what was it? What time was it in Minneapolis? It was like maybe 5 or 6 o'clock. I didn't stop for any washroom or anything to eat, and then I hopped on that plane. The plane was maybe the 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 flight was maybe like 2 hours and 48 minutes or something. Like it's a far distance, but it was like a lot shorter than I remember. It was like 3 hours. And then so I took a flight to, yeah, Minneapolis to Tampa, and then I landed here in Tampa. It was probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock when I landed. And and then uh and then I had a yeah, it was like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock that I landed. And then I wasn't really expect this is my first time like ever in Florida. I've always been accustomed to like more northern climate, and stuff. So when I was coming into Tampa, I didn't really know what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be like the weather forecast when I was coming in was saying that it was raining and thunderstorming. So I was expecting it to be like kind of miserable. So I kind of like had my sweater on. But the moment I actually came down to like where you would get picked up from taxis and stuff, I walked out and that the heat, like the humid heat, it was like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, like there was no sun or anything, and the heat just like it just hit my face, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna not need this sweater at all. Like it's like it was insane on how hot it was in Tampa. I don't like. I've been to Mexico, Cancun before, and it like that's like the humid hot that I was experiencing in Tampa. Like it was insane. And like yeah, it's like the middle of the June in it's the middle of June, so it's like summer hot. And so I ended up leaving the airport and I took a Uber. Never take rule of thumb, never take Uber. Oh my God. Ubers are so damn expensive for no damn reason. Always I've always like when I was like in New York, I always took a Lyft. A Lyft is like two-thirds of the price of what Uber is. It's like it took I took a Uber from where I was. It took me around here, up here, and up here, and this is where I was staying. Is at the Days Inn at this little corner here. This is all like highway and stuff. I stayed at the Days Inn. It it cost me 60 American to get from here to there with an Uber, which is like just outrageous. Like I don't know how that's legal. But I ended up after that I just ended up switching um like straight just only Lyft. The Lyft it took me like everywhere whenever I wanted to go long distances when it wasn't walking. And so and this is where I kind of just like got off my Uber, checked into my hotel. It was just like kind of just like simple mediocre hotel. Nothing special like this is like a 2-star, 3-star hotel. Nothing special like no Hampton Inn, no Holiday Inn. It had a pool and stuff, but it was just like it's just what I needed. I just need a place to stay because I'm not gonna spend time in the hotel. I'm just gonna be out and about doing my day. So I checked in here it was around after the Uber, it was like 12 o'clock. It was like midnight. Um, I checked in. It was like yeah midnight, so it was like the 26th at that time. And I checked in. Let's cut to this. I just kind of have some pictures of just what I was kind of. I don't know. I was so tired from traveling. It was a full day of traveling. Like I was up since 4 a.m. and then now it's like 12, so it was like more than 12 hours of just traveling and stuff. So this was just kind of I took pictures of my room number. I was staying at 327. I took a picture where I was at, Florida, Tampa. And this is I was hungry. Like I didn't eat at 6. I was just like on the plane. I just like ran straight to the plane. So this is kind of where I took my video that I posted of doing a solo travel experience and inspiration. This was me just walking from I looked where there was like a convenience store near me and there was like a 7-Eleven and Circle K. So I walked from like my Days Inn. I just walked down this highway, and then there's a Circle K like on the corner here somewhere. I'm not too sure. Right here, right? I don't know. Yeah, I think this is it. No, this is the airport. But anyways, there's a Circle K here. This is where I just got like a little sandwich. I got some chocolate milk. I also picked up some alcohol for the concert the next day. Um, I just picked up like the only options that I saw was like Fireball, which whatever, sure, I'll take some Fireball. And so I just got that, and then I just it was late at night, and the people I was just kind of seeing was just like again it was late. It was just so like more sketchy people. I was seeing homeless. Nobody was bothering me or anything. It was like reasonably safe. Like I wasn't like being followed. I wasn't getting weird looks. Just like homeless people doing homeless stuff, you know. So I just took my groceries or whatever that I got, and then I came back to the hotel. I ended up watching some Saturday S no, it wasn't SNL. I watched some Jimmy Fallon. I was watching some I was eating my sandwich, had some chocolate milk. I crashed chocolate milk and I crashed out. It was like I fell asleep around like 2, and then I woke up around like 8 or 9. I wanted to catch like the breakfast because my hotel had some breakfast items and stuff. It wasn't anything crazy. It was just like a cup of coffee. I kind of woke up, came outside, came outside. I kind of sat just like right at the entrance of my hotel. I had a coffee and my muffin. I was just taking pictures of what I was seeing here. This is the little street that I was seeing. There were some chickens as well. Like there, no, yeah, chickens or ducks or whatever. These kind of like black and red ducks. They were kind of just roaming around in the ditches and crossing the roads and doing whatever. I ended up taking for this is the day of the concert, so I planned to just kind of just hit the beach, get the full like Tampa, Florida experience, see what it's like to be in this like hot tropical climate and stuff. So I ended up taking a taxi. I took a lift. I took a lift from my Days Inn hotel, and I took it. It took me all the way to Clearwater. So I took it all the way here, and then I went across the old Tampa Bay, taking the 60 all the way to Clearwater, and then it took me across to Clearwater Beach, where it dropped me off here at Pier 60. And then this is where I was at Clearwater Beach. This is where I took a couple photos. I'll go to those photos here. So this is the car ride going from my airport to Clearwater. This is me going across the old Tampa Beach. So I took some old Tampa Bay. This is just me on that highway. This is like some apartments, condos, all the palm trees and the traffic. It's ridiculous traffic there. There's a lot of cars. The traffic drives very fast, surprisingly. That's kind of that's what I kind of remember from Cancun is that like people in Mexico drive really fast as well, which is I don't know if that's like a hot tropical thing where they're just trying to get to the next like AC destination or where it's nice and whatever. But yeah, this is just kind of like the pictures I was taking and stuff. And then yeah, like that was just like pictures I was taking of the traffic and what it was like on the road. And then yeah, and then I got dropped off at Pier 60 here. That's yeah, that's where I was. That's right here. And then yeah, this is the beach. It's like a very white sand, very hot beach. Um yeah, it's just like your typical beach. I kind of like walked. Here's a picture of me there. And then I'll turn that down. This is me walking on the pier there. Yeah, and there's me there. And then yeah, there's a picture of that kind of coast. The water was very just yeah, clear clear water, hence the name. Clear water. It looks green in here, but it was very bluish, like almost yeah, it was like a greenish turquoise almost. And the water was like beautiful. It was like really like warm. It was like warm ocean water. It was nice. You could just sit in there for days. And yeah, the beach was just like it was just like white sand littered with seashells. I saw like a little bit of glass and stuff, so I was kind of watching where I was stepping. But so far it was like pretty safe. It was just like all for the most part, it was just a mix of tourists and locals. I talked to a guy that was walking past on the pier there, and he said he was from Delaware, and I was like, yeah, I was like from Canada, and I don't, this is like amazing. And he was like, yeah, it's awesome here. And then yeah, I found one of these little benches here. I just kind of like lounged out a little bit, FaceTimed my family back in Saskatoon. Just me like lounging. And then I ended up I don't have any really pictures of what I did, but I ended up walking. I was just like this is the beach here, and I ended up walking up here, and I was trying to find a smoke shop. I was picking up a vape and trying to see what they had options for cigarettes. I was trying to pick up some cigarettes for my family back in Saskatoon. And then I didn't eat any lunch. It was maybe around like 12 p.m., 1 p.m. by this point, and I stopped at Beach Burger Shack, Here, I saw an advertisement saying that they had the best fish and chips there, so highly recommend. I gave them a review here. From Canada, was hot and hungry, was saw best fish and chips in town, satisfied, 10 out of 10. This was me sitting at the fish and chips, the burger shack there. The owner, it was the owner. The owner was very good. 5 stars all around for the service, the food. It was awesome. Yeah, great fish and chips. I was in the shade. I was listening to some music. Great spot for sure. Can I back out of here? Yeah. And so then after I ate that, I just ended up walking down here to the roundabout, and then I cut across the highway here, and I actually walked this whole strip here. I walked all the way down here, and this trail is actually called the Hulk Hogan Trail. Interesting enough. I don't know where it says that or anything, but when I was taking these pictures, this was actually the Hulk Hogan trail. So reason why it's called that is because it's just a trail where there's markings where you would walk, where from like start to finish on how long you walk, there would be like spray paint talking about like marking on how far you've walked, like 60 meters or whatever miles, kilometers, and along the trail is actually like workout equipment where it's like all body weight stuff where you would do like chin ups, dips, incline, decline, push-ups or sit-ups or anything like that. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. Yeah, I ended up just walking this whole way. This is me walking from Clearwater Beach to clear. No, I'm still in Clearwater Beach here. I'm just going across the kind of like beach bay area. So this is me just walking there. Yeah, and so this is yeah, I did like the full stretch. It was hot as shit, man. It was like there's no shade. I wasn't like quite pink yet. My aim was just I was trying to get a little bit of a tan. I was making sure I wasn't getting burnt though. Like I wasn't making sure I was getting red. I was just making sure I was getting a little pink. But yeah, I walked. This is where I walked all this here, and this is where I kind of like took that picture here. This is where the workout equipment is, and so yeah, there's workout equipment all littered across here where it's red and yellow because it's the Hulk Hogan trail where it's just workout equipment and like water. It's kind of cool. I liked it. I enjoyed the little like exercise and stuff. And then yeah, here's a little video of me walking to Clearwater from the Clearwater beach. This is kind of what the water looks like. It's like turquoisey blue. Me going across the overpass there. It's like raining over to the west of me. Yeah, it was hot, man. It was hot. And then yeah, here's me in the midway here. Some ports, people with their big boats, sailboats, yachts. I wouldn't consider those yachts, but they're definitely like $1 million boats. Yeah. Yeah, the sun was behind the clouds by then, so it was actually quite cool. And then you can tell in the video that there was a little bit of a breeze, so I was kind of like chilling at that point. And then yeah, there's that sign of that Hulk Hogan trail. I took a little picture here of the American flag breezing in the wind with the church in the background. I thought that was quite nice to take a picture of. Yeah, there's a little zoomed in of that. And then it cuts to pictures of this is. So I ended up, there's no pictures what I got there. So I ended up walking here, and I kind of chilled here for a little bit, and I kind of was wanting to. It was so hot that I impulsively buzzed my hair. I went to White Sand Salon and got my hair buzzed there. I was trying to find a barber shop, which there was a barber shop up here somewhere, but they were closed, unfortunately. I normally would go to a barber shop. The original plan was to buzz my hair and dye it blonde. That's why I went to a salon because usually barbers don't do any dyeing of the hair. So that's what I originally did. And then when I went to the salon, bro, just when you're sorry, just when no hate to the women that are working in the salons, but if you're a guy and you're wanting to get your hair buzzed or get like a man's haircut, just don't go to the salon. They don't know how to do anything when it comes to buzzing or short haircuts or fades or nothing like that. It's just like it's very just scissors and just very feminine dependent hairstyles and stuff. So the only time I would ever go to a salon as a guy is if you're dyeing your hair for sure. But I didn't, and so I was just like, yeah, I was just kind of I was messed up. She kind of like messed me up a little bit here. It's kind of uneven on the sides and stuff. I'll fucking deal with it. I'm not gonna complain. So after I got that haircut, I ended up taking a lift again from Clearwater, and he took me all the way back to my hotel in Days Inn. That's where I kind of just chilled out. I knew that the sun makes me kind of tired, so this is where I kind of just kind of crashed. I kind of shut the blinds, and I wanted to take a nap and made sure I was rested for a concert to come up next. This is actually the lift that I took here was actually the video where I filmed me talking with this Lyft driver. Very awesome guy. Very interesting conversation. Definitely something I would remember for the rest of my life. It was yeah. The title kind of gives it is talking about God, guns, and hobbies with a Uber driver. So it's kind of a little bit of a catchy title. Um, I kind of yeah, I didn't catch the first part of the conversation with this guy, but I hopped in the lift there and he was just kind of just he was just in a great mood the whole time. He was since I sat in, he was like, "Hey, yeah, yeah, bro, what's that accent?" He was a Spanish guy. He was from Dominican? No, Puerto Rico. No, he's from New York. No, he's from New York, but like he's Spanish. I think he was Dominican, but he grew up in New York. A lot of New York people there actually, surprisingly. But yeah, he kind of just talked to me about his experience, what it was like being um kind of like hooked on cocaine for like 14 years, how his life was messed up and how he had multiple girlfriends. He had like a wife and he kind of just slept around, like cheated on her multiple times when he was hooked on cocaine, and just a very severe dilemma in his life, where he was just like he just didn't know what to do, didn't know what to do with his life. He was just kind of like running in circles, and he was running into the same problems where he was just like he was yeah he was just like talking about God, where he was just like constantly sinning, like he had like children that he just wasn't seeing. He was always in poverty. He was just hooked on drugs, and he was doing people wrong. And and yeah, I would definitely recommend just like kind of just sitting through this video and just kind of just experiencing what that conversation was. But yeah, he told me about like how he like locked himself in a room one time and he painted he went as far he was so delirious. What it doesn't cover it in the video, but what he was telling me was he was like so delirious of what he was going through, and he was having such like he was having like panic attacks like continuously for like weeks and weeks and weeks. And he actually went as far as painting his room like black, like matte black. His ceiling and his walls all matte black, and he put like duct tape, like tape, and he taped all the windows in his room so that his entire room was pitch black. And he just sat in there, and I don't know if he had to be on some drugs, like some cocaine, shrooms, something where he was just so fucked up, where he put himself in this dark room where he pretty much he told me that he just wanted to face the devil. He wanted to see this, he wanted to see what the answer was. He didn't know. He was on the brink of killing himself for sure, and and he it kind of catches it in the video where he kind of went where that episode where he just kind of wanted to meet the devil, just like he just wanted answers. He just wanted answers from God. He wanted his life to turn around and stuff. And so that's when I started recording. I was like, this is deep. This is crazy. And so where this video starts is where he was talking about him he was showing a video of him. He went to church the next day after he knocked out or whatever he did after this room. The next day was Sunday, and he went to church where this father and this female preacher was talking and preaching the gospel and preaching Jesus. And the you couldn't see it in the video, but he was showing me a video of where this girl legit like was looking like she was possessed. She This father was preaching with the Bible, with the book in his hand, and he was talking about like gospels and stuff. And this lady behind her was like, her eyes were rolled back, and she was or like something. She was like looking up, and she was like staring at something like in the sky, like as if like she was talking to God or God was talking to her of like a message or something. And you can kind of catch a glimpse here of what that video was about. Yeah, yeah. So this lady, like, so at this point, this Lyft driver, he is actually like crying, like he's like getting emotional, like he like I was watching like his hands as he was talking it, or like showing the phone. He was shaking, like he was like crying, like like he told me he's never been the same ever since. Like I'll play that. I'm getting shaking talking about this because it was like so real there, where he was just listen to like what the video was talking about, like what I was mentioning before, where he painted his room and he was duct taping all the light in there so he couldn't get light in his room. And just listen to just briefly what this was talking about.
Precious one, mighty man of God, you listen, you break out of that room and you keep stripping away the pain and you keep declaring when everything else says otherwise. You let your song rise. He's here today. That's me.
Yeah, wow. She really was talking about you. Wow. Yeah.
So the layers of pain and years was from when I was 13 to I was 47.
Really?
And the layers of pain and hurt is when the devil has me in bondage.
Yeah, yeah.
And me crying now, yo, it's crazy, dude. I never been the same since.
Wow.
I never touched drugs.
How long ago was this?
August 6, 2017.
2017.
I'm
Wow.
going to make 8 years in August 6.
Look at that.
Runs.
Holy crap.
Never watched porn.
Yeah.
Never did no drugs.
Yeah.
Never craved it. Never did anything.
Yeah.
Since that day.
Wow.
So yeah, he just talked about like how he was just like hooked on drugs. He was watching porn. He was like sleeping around with other women while he had a wife at home, and like he was just like a complete sinner. He wanted to change his life around, and he just showed me that video where he went to church the next day, where that lady was talking to. She was having an experience with God, and he told me ever since that day, like when he was in the stands, like that lady was talking about him in the stands, and she had no idea that he was there or anything. Like it was so real. You could feel his energy. You could feel him talking about like he was just coming from the soul there. And yeah, I definitely recommend like watching the rest of this video. But like that interaction was just absolutely insane. Sorry, I just went on a little tangent about there, but it was a very important experience that I kind of had with that Lyft driver. And after he dropped me off, after he dropped me off uh from that ride to my hotel, I just kind of just shook his hand, held his hand with both my hands. I said, "Hey, God bless you, man. May you're a true and kind soul, and I'll truly remember um this interaction 100%." And then yeah, and I just went to my hotel, kind of crashed out. I took a nap. And then I set my alarm for like an hour or something, and then I woke up, I took a shower, got dressed and ready. And then I stepped out of my hotel here, and then that's where I took this picture of a little gecko, a little lizard. And then I was waiting for a ride from one of my so my just to simplify it, my stepdad, he has family here that lives in Tampa, and I was supposed to just kind of like meet them, spend the day with them. So I've never really met these guys, so they said that they would pick me up, take me out to like dinner, eat before my concert, and kind of visit and uh kind of just meet everybody and stuff. And let's see here. Where is these pictures? So yeah, here's the pictures. So this is me and I'll just call them cousins of my stepdad. This is Gruselis. Gruselis. She's absolutely nice. This is her nice. This is her family. This is Alex, her husband. This is her two kids, Ian and John. They're very present in the baseball scene in Tampa. You probably have seen them around if you're seeing this video from Tampa. We just kind of sat down at the Applebee's. That's where the Applebee's is, like right here, somewhere here. But yeah, we just kind of sat down with Applebee's, had a great interaction there. Had just I had like some quesadilla, and then that's when after that little sit down, had a great time. They drove me to Raymond James Stadium, got me as close as I could. Like they dropped me off like right here, and that's when I walked to the stadium there, and then that's where we kind of pick up at the Kanye concert. So yeah, this was on the 26th. I got floor seats. I got them for maybe 500 Canadian, so that was like it was like 350 American. Um, yeah, just solo again. Like I just kind of like talked to people that were my age in my scene and stuff. I actually ran into a lot of Canadians there, believe it or not. I'm from Saskatoon. I ran into a guy that was from Calgary, ran into a guy that was from Edmonton, another guy from Toronto. I think there was also another guy there from Nova Scotia. Um, but yeah, this is just some pictures of what like the pre-show, what kind of like the dome looked like. Yeah, a couple more pictures there. Had a full size arena wave there. That was yeah, that's kind of fun. Yeah, here's that yeah, in this circle here is where some of the Canadians were and stuff. So sick. Yeah, that's just like a video of the wave going around. And yeah, this is where the show starts. I got a video of Kanye walking up here. Yeah, that's so sick, man. And then and so yeah, the show was it probably was around like 2 hours and 2.5 hours or something. But just so I don't get in trouble with like just was again recording just all the like the show and stuff. I'll just play like one song. We'll do Runaway for sure. I'll be quiet. I'll let you listen to this. So yeah, so yeah, that was just the final song that he was playing for the concert. The concert was amazing, man. I don't know if you guys know the statistics, but there was 1 million people waiting in queue for the tickets release for this concert. So There was a million people interested in this concert. It was a full sold out show, and it was absolutely packed in those pits. Um, Absolutely insane experience. I don't know if I'll ever go to a concert that where a concert will top this experience. Insane. I'm just getting goosebumps talking about it, man. Absolutely insane. And then this is him just walking out there. Absolutely insane. Yeah. And then I walked back I walked back to my hotel from Raymond James here. I walked through here actually because it was just so packed on the highway. I didn't know if I was going to be able to cross. So I just kind of like walked here. And then I came back to that Circle K and just kind of oh yeah, there's that Circle K. And I just kind of grabbed a Gatorade because I was drinking the whole entire show, so I wanted some electrolytes. Yeah, I just grabbed a Gatorade. I came back here, um, and then yeah, I think I had a shower, and then I went to bed, and then the next day was just kind of my last day. This is when the show what is it again? When my flight was gonna leave, flight was gonna leave, and this was just kind of like a day with family, and so we kind of just went on a walk to Al Lopez Park is just really close to the stadium here. Just a little like kind of Florida, like watch out, warning alligators, dog must be leashed, whatever. But yeah, I took a picture of like a turtle, just like a regular turtle. Took a little walk. Those are those pictures from before. Um, Here's these last pictures. I think these are the last pictures here. But we ended up just taking a drive downtown. They kind of just showed me around downtown Tampa. It kind of looks like it's really interesting. It's kind of Tampa's really interesting. There's like wild like chickens and roosters just walking out throughout the streets. There's like all the roads are kind of like it deep in here. It's like very old and like brick and cobblestone and stuff. And here is like the big I don't what is this called? Like a river, kind of like bay area where a lot of not yeah, I saw cargo ships and cruise ships come in where people just kind of get on their cruises to go to like the Mexico area and like the Cuba Bahamas area with the cruise ship. And yeah, it's just like kind of cool in the downtown area, and that's where I took the picture with me and Gruselis at the Tampa. Here in the background here is a cruise ship. Yeah, there's me solo, and then there's a bit more scene of the cruise ship there. And I think that is the last final pictures. No, here's a I skipped one picture, but this was us eating before we left for to go downtown here. So this was us eating here. Gracelis and Alex cooked us an amazing meal of rice and pork chops with their two beautiful boys, and yeah, we just kind of this day was just kind of like me staying at their place. So we kind of just played Xbox. We played MLB. They're big baseball fans, so yeah, just had a great time there. And yeah, and then I flew back yesterday on the 27th. I flew back from Tampa. I went Tampa. I took a WestJet from Tampa straight to Calgary, and then I left at 6 p.m. from Tampa, and then I landed in Calgary around, I think it was like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock or something, 10 o'clock. I waited like 2 hours at Saskatoon. I ran into a friend named Isaac. Isaac, if you're watching, what's up? Um, I ran into him. He said he was on his way to Portugal. I said I came back from Tampa. He's like, "Oh, cool." I gave him a little fist bump, and then I went to my gate for Saskatoon, and then I came back. I flew from Calgary to Saskatoon, and then I got home at around like 1 a.m. last night, and I just like went to bed. And then yeah, then I woke up and here I am. So yeah, that was just kind of like my experience being in Tampa for first time being experiencing Florida, first time experiencing uh Kanye. The whole experience, man, was like absolutely 10 out of 10. Um, it was just like one of those experiences where I didn't spend like a week in a set destination where you're like chasing around what to do and stuff, and it's just like it was just like the entire experience, like even though I spent such little time, like two-ish days there, 2.5 days there, I was just like I was just totally in the moment there. I was just like such in a flow state where I was just like I was just so present when I was there, and I wasn't running around to see what I was doing. I wasn't like chasing something. I was just like just so present. I was just whenever it came down to like eating at Clearwater and like having a bite to eat at Big Burger Shack, or just talking to the locals there, or just people. I was just like genuinely having conversations to the people like at White Sand Salon or the taxi drivers. I was just having a sit down, just genuine like eye to eye conversation with the locals there. I wasn't just like I wasn't like mindlessly just chasing after what I was trying to see. I was just like so present there. It was just so real, so real, so real being there. And yeah, that I'll forever remember this trip for whatever reason. It just beat every. I don't know if it'll beat New York. New York was just so emotional, but like Tampa was just so special out there. Dude, like I was trying to compare it to the trips that I've been on, and I've been to Cancun, Mexico. Cancun, Mexico is a whole different experience, but I had a hard time thinking whether Tampa, like I was barely there for 2 days. Like Tampa was better than Cancun, arguably. Like I was just like it was just so like, wow. I couldn't put into words on what I so, someone could say that Kanye really carried that experience at Tampa, but I don't know. It was just insane. So yeah, definitely thumbs up to Tampa. So yeah, I think this is where I'll wrap up this video. It kind of got dragged out, but definitely 10 out of 10. Recommend for anybody. Thanks for watching. Yeah, that was my experience at Kanye in Tampa. Thanks.